Hi guys, I'm Tamara from the Woolworths Fresh Magazine team, and I'm back with another recipe for you, a really simple one. Good food brings comfort in these uncertain times, so I thought I'd bring you the ultimate comfort dessert, an easy, creamy rice pudding using leftover rice, and it's ready in less than 20 minutes. So I've washed my hands about 1,000,000 times today, like you probably have too, but I'm gonna do it again. So I'll just run you through the ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe. So as I mentioned before, you're gonna need some leftover cooked rice. I've got 1.5 cups here, a tablespoon of butter, some vanilla extract, 1/4 cup of caster sugar, 1 egg, and 2 cups of milk. And then you'll see I've got some beautiful raspberries here that I'm gonna use later, along with some toasted flaked almonds. All right guys, so we're over at the stove top. I've got my small deep pot. Now you just wanna put that onto a low heat. Oh, I always get the wrong burner. Yep, so low heat. And then I've just got the 2 ingredients that I need over here. So I've got the rice. So I've used leftover cooked arborio rice. Here we go. And then I've got 2 cups of milk. So I find that milk actually gives you a silkier pudding than using cream. So I'm just breaking up the lumps a little bit at this point. You can also use other milks as well. So you could use plant-based milks if you want to. While that's just heating up a little bit, I'm just gonna crack in my egg. So I've just used 1 egg. If you don't have eggs, you can actually do this without egg at all. And then I've got 1/4 cup of caster sugar. You can use any other sweeteners you like maple syrup or honey. It is important that once you add that egg and the sugar together, that you whisk it straight away. Otherwise you can get little cured bits of egg. All right, and now we'll set that aside and we'll head back to the stovetop and start stirring our mixture. It is really important to just keep stirring that because the natural sugars in the milk can scorch on the bottom of the pan. And you can set a little timer for yourself if you want. I always have these handy just while I'm testing recipes. But this is going to take about 15 minutes. But you will be able to tell as well from the texture of the pudding once it becomes creamy and thick. So what we're looking for is kind of like a risotto texture where it's not too thick and it's still a little bit loose because it will thicken as it cools. So we're about halfway through cooking the rice and the milk. And at this stage it is perfect if you want to add a few little additions. I personally don't really like sultanas, but if that's your thing, add them now and they're going to get nice and plump as we finish the cooking. You could also try things like dried cranberries, or you could even soak that fruit in some alcohol like rum beforehand, completely optional, so up to you. If it does start to boil too much, just simply take it off the heat briefly until the temperature comes down and then we can pop it back on. Just keep on stirring. All right, so I'm really happy with the texture of that pudding now, so I'm going to turn the heat off and you can just see it's lovely and luscious and thick. You do want to make it a little bit looser than what you think because it will thicken even further as it cools. So I've got my egg mixture there. So what I want to do is once I add this in, you want to stir straight away so that egg doesn't cook unevenly. So we add this off the heat so that the eggs don't curdle. I love using vanilla extract. It's just a real luxury ingredient and you can taste that in this really simple dish. You can use vanilla essence though if that's what you have at home. And we're pretty much done, but for some extra indulgence, I am gonna add just about a tablespoon of butter. So just add your tablespoon of butter. I say a tablespoon, but I probably used more. Look, butter doesn't hurt any dish. It's gonna taste amazing. So this is the dessert that you can enjoy hot or cold. I actually really like my rice pudding hot. But it does keep in the fridge for about a week. All right, so we've got another pan. I've just picked another shallow pan because my other pan's busy right now. And I'm just gonna put in about a handful of raspberries. And I'm just gonna add a little dash of sugar and about a tablespoon of water to that. And we're gonna make a really simple, beautiful compote. And then we'll just put that on a medium-low heat. So I had heaps of these raspberries, so that's what I'm using, but you could use whatever you have at your own home. So you could use some caramelized bananas, or you could use some figs, or you could just simply leave it with sultanas, whatever you like. So the berries are only going to take another minute or 2, but it's a really great addition because the tartness of those raspberries are really going to pair well with the creaminess of the rice pudding. Those berries just look superb. And you can see that extra syrup that we're gonna have to drizzle over our rice pudding. And they're pretty much done now, so I'm gonna turn off the heat. We're finished! Almost time to eat it. All we have to do now is really plate it up. So I'm just gonna bring over that beautiful raspberry compote that just took a couple of minutes on the stovetop, and that creamy rice pudding. So you can just see it's a beautiful texture. I like mine hot, so I'm gonna serve it up now. And all we're gonna do is scoop some of this creamy rice pudding in. So again, remember that if you don't have full cream milk, use whatever milk you have at home. So just spoon some of that raspberry compote onto there. And then I'm gonna finish it off with some toasted flaked almonds. So these are really beautiful because they provide that contrasting texture of that creamy pudding. And we're all done. This is the easiest, creamiest rice pudding recipe you will ever try. Make this at home. Now it's time for me to eat.